We are live, but are we on Facebook? Okay, I don't know if we're live yet, folks, so bear with us for a minute. Okay, but I want to make sure we're on our Facebook page because we can be live on their website, but not live on our Facebook page because we had to send this. Okay, this says stream title. Oh, look on our Facebook page and see if we're there. Are we on our Facebook page?
Yep, we're there.
We are on the Facebook page. So, okay, folks, getting this thing all figured out here. All right, rocking and rolling, right? Welcome to the first TSAI Live.
Woo!
Yeah, so we are live on our Facebook page, so welcome. Thank you for finding us. This is fantastic. We have a bunch of folks we're going to play some songs for you, and they'll be able to tell you. The Tennessee Songwriters Association is a songwriting organization here in Nashville. We meet weekly. We have pitch meetings and workshops, and we have showcases like this. And then about town, we do a lot of things. We're currently live from the Texas Troubadour Theater here. We have our meetings. You can see right behind us, we have a little setup here. We have a stage, and we have the green room here in the theater. We have the entire theater every Wednesday. So once the coronavirus is over and we're back to normal life, then we're going to have once a month showcases like this on the big stage, which is going to be fantastic. We're really looking forward to that. We have a yearly award show. We have different kinds of music that we pitch. So we try to award those writers of the songs that have been the most successful over the years, and they get awards and they get a chance to perform. If you want to look on our website, you can find out a lot more about us. It's www.10songwriters, TENN songwriters.com. You can see a lot of the things that we do. I'll jump in over the course of the evening here and tell you a little bit about a lot of things we do. But you can check out our website. You can see what we did on last year's award show. We can do a lot of things. But I guess what we want to do right now is get my glasses on so I hit all the right buttons here. Let's see. I think we have, let's go ahead and start with Erin then. Erin McClendon is going to join us, and I'm going to pull her up into the screen here. That should put her up. There we go. Yeah, Erin, right? Okay. So, Erin, what's going on with you these days?
Not much.
Ah.
I've taken up again just to leave my house. But I've been teaching voice lessons. I've been next Women on Fire, which is the all-female showcase I put on. The next, hopefully, fingers crossed, August 19th. Which luckily we had that before all of this happened to fall on the 19th. But we're just trying to get creative with how we promote outside of doing showcases, kind of like yeah. So getting creative, teaching voice lessons, and all the things, and practicing and writing, of course.
Yeah, we're all trying to do that all the time. We have to take advantage of as much as we can with this. I'll tell you one thing, though, it does give us a lot more time, to catch back up. We talk to people like song pluggers. They listen to songs all the time, go to meetings, and then try to pitch them and things. And they've had songs, hundreds and hundreds of songs they've never had a chance to listen to. And they're getting a chance to catch back up. A lot of folks are getting caught up on a lot of things. Looks like Jesse's about ready to join us, too. Well, Erin, why don't you go ahead and play us a couple of songs? I'm going to put you up on the screen here. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't want to do that. Where did you go?
I'm still here. I don't know.
What the heck happened? Okay. I don't know where it all went.
Can you hear me?
We can. Oh, there we go. All right.
There we go.
Let's try. Let's try that. There you go, Erin. Oh, you're.
So I'm going to play a song that I wrote with my good friend Lexi Larson, who is also in Women on Fire, and it's all about how whenever you're happy and whenever you're motivated, people want to come in occasionally, like just negative people want to come in and they want to take that away from you. And like I heard say, thieves do not steal from empty houses. So thieves want to steal from full houses. Kind of just talking. So we kind of ran with that idea from the perspective of a house that had everything.
That's the things on my phone.
Man is reading. Windows are open. Think it was abandoned. You didn't already know. It's my doors unlocked. See for yourself the empty halls and pictureless shelves. You think there's something left to find. Not this time, 'cause there's nothing left but echoes of silence. No chairs, no tables, no white picket fence, no shut
I can see her.
They'll take and take.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on screen now.
To be found. These words from empty house. If you're writing
Somebody just.
what do you call a heart left on temptation to take her? I had everything to give. Why'd I let him in? Now there's nothing left but echoes of silence. No chairs, no tables, no white picket fence, no diamond rings or shiny things from long ago. They'll take and take from happy homes until it's four walls standing alone. 'Cause when there's nothing left to be found, no thieves won't steal from an empty house. Oh, they'll take and take from happy homes till it's four walls standing alone. 'Cause when there's nothing left to be found, these won't steal. No thieves won't steal. Thieves won't steal from an empty house. You want me to do another one? I can't hear you, buddy. I think you muted yourself, maybe? Well, I'll just go ahead and do a second.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Do another song, and then tell us all about how the folks can get a hold of you or anything that you want them to know.
Sure. Wrote this one with good friend Randy Barnett. We all know him as Russ's right-hand man on the Friday night shows. Oh, your picture went away. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to keep playing. This is called Let Me Stop You There. I wrote it right after meeting one of the people I used to admire a whole bunch in Nashville, and that human ended up being a real jerk. So it kind of reflected how, like, people come into this town and they think they're a really big deal. And they're not genuine. So this is called Let Me Stop You There. Come strutting in here like you own the place, acting like I should already know your name. Probably pay too much for those jeans that don't fit. I can tell you're not gonna wanna quit, but let me stop you there, right there in the doorway. You got nothing to say, nothing I wanna hear, nothing I wanna know. You're just the star of your own show, and I always like the classics anyway. So let me stop you there, na na na. Na, 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 na. Go ahead and tell me I'm not worth your time, but if you build your ego up, this mine will be just fine. Iron throne is made up of barstools and beer. You won't see me standing on bended knee here, so let me stop you there, right there in the doorway. You got nothing to say, nothing I wanna hear, nothing I wanna know. You're just the star of your own show, and I always like the classics anyway. So let me stop you there, na na na. Let me stop you there, na na na. You're a wannabe done one wrapped up in a sheep's coat. My name, Mr. Hyde, and that's all that she wrote. So let me stop you there, right there in the doorway. You got nothing to say. Let me stop you there, right there in the doorway. You got nothing to say, nothing I wanna hear, nothing I wanna know. You're just the star of your own show, and I always like the classics anyway. So let me stop you there, na na na. Let me stop you there, na na na. Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. I can't see you or hear you, but I very much appreciate you having me. TSAI has become a great resource for me to find co-writers and to listen and learn more about songwriting from people who've been here longer than me. And with people my age, that's not common. So.
Can you hear us now? Thank you so much, Farron. Can you hear everything now?
I can.
Okay, great. She's fantastic. Russ, come on over here. We got somebody over here. Let me duck out of this. So say hi to Russ, everybody. He does. In fact, I'm going to move over and let Russ talk to you for a minute here.
So I wore my famous T-shirt.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Erin?
I'm thriving and surviving. I think your show was one of the last ones that I went to, like your Friday happy hour.
And whenever you show up, I make sure we stick you on stage.
I know. Not that last time. I was sick last time.
Oh, you didn't. In fact, you introduced me to one of your friends.
I did. That's how, well,
Yep.
People don't know. That's how you get on your show is you show up.
Absolutely.
And it helps when there's somebody there to introduce you.
Yep. It's called reciprocation also.
Oh.
something that a lot of the young people coming to town need to learn.
Hmm.
We put you on stage. The next time you have a hole to fill in a round that you're taking part of, invite someone that like a show host. And if we can't make it, we have a whole list of people that we can call upon to send over there.
Yeah, I don't think people realize just how small Nashville is. Like, yeah, we're a big city, but if you get into the music scene, like, and you get into it well, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
So be nice.
Be nice, be nice. So, a lot of great things are happening. I guess we are now going to be doing Music City Bar and Grill on Monday evenings once this all opens back up for us. Once a month, we'll be here at the Texas Troubadour Theater, which will be a great opportunity because it's a large stage, seats 400 people in the audience. So there's a lot of opportunities for singer-songwriters here in Nashville, and Tennessee Songwriters Association is just thrilled to help people. And don't touch that. That's don't touch that. Don't touch that. And this streaming is all new to us, so I'm hoping everybody's patient with us. So I think what we're going to do now is go to our next person. Is that Jesse, or do you want to go to Steve?
Let's see. Looks like Steve is ready here. So.
Steve is ready. So we're going to go to Steve Stern. So thank you, Aaron. This was great. And we will see you later.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you, Aaron.
Bye.
Howdy.
Okay, Steve, can you hear us?
Roger that.
All right, Steve Stern, everybody. So,
How are
like
you?
I said, what we're getting a chance to do here is let some of these folks perform from their house because there's only the three of us in the room right now doing this broadcast, but of course we're reaching everybody. We've got some people from across the country too. We have a lot of members. TSAI, the I is international, and that's the truth. We have folks in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, South Africa. We have members all over the world. And of course, obviously, a lot around town here and a lot around the country. So, of course, Aaron's here in Nashville doing it. Steve is as well. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself in a minute. Steve hosts some of the showcases where we do little performances during the weekend, some bars and restaurants around town too. Russ mentioned one of the ones he hosts. Steve hosts a couple here in town, and he can tell you about those. So we try to get out into the outlying parts of town. Nashville, like Aaron mentioned, is a big city, but the music part really is a pretty tight community. And there are certain locations where you can perform. And of course, everybody gets to know everybody that way. So you want to try to get into that rotation and to get into that networking. An organization like us, we provide that a real good option for that kind of networking because, right now it's kind of tough, but generally we're all in the same room together and we get to rub elbows and shake hands and, see each other and you make friends. And that part of this business is huge. I mean, that really is half of what gets you where you're going to get to, because like Russ said too, favors, somebody asks a favor, do it. And then reciprocate that. And those are the ways that you can really you actually, have a good relationship with people. And, folks come to Nashville to get a hit record or to become a superstar. And that happens sometimes, but more often than not, you are going to just do a lot of other things. You need to enjoy every step of this journey because the friends you make and the places you get to go to, the events you get to be part of, the behind the scenes things you get to find out about, it's all happening right here. So it's fantastic. Anyway, Steve is up next. He's going to have two songs for us, and he's going to give us a little bit about himself.
Okay.
On here and press all the right buttons and get out of Steve's way. So how about that?
Okay. Well, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome from the compound here outside of Goodlettsville. And You know, we do some songwriting nights for folks up here north of Nashville, give folks something to do and good quality music. And we definitely are TSAI affiliated. And one we've been doing is at Stu Phillips's Cafe d'Or over here in Goodlettsville. It's not open right now, but it'll be back open, the Stage d'Or. And then we're also looking at getting back with the Marina and the Rudder in Hendersonville and doing some shows, and might actually be able to do something next Tuesday, but we'll see. We have people booked for that for months, but we'll see if it works out. So if it does, we'll do a Songwriters Night. And I've been here in Nashville since 1993. I love it here. Moved here for songwriting to be a better songwriter, and I think that happened. And definitely working with TSAI folks definitely helps. Absolutely. So here's a song I wrote. I got 2 songs. I don't know what this means. Where am I tonight? Am I where I'm supposed to be? I'm running, passing through the night, chasing things I can't see. And I don't think that'll find them, and that's alright with me. Maybe one day I'll understand, running in my dreams. I'm running in my dreams. I know the path so well, yet I've never been there, and that's a mystery I tell. No, I've never even said a word. I wake up to distant screams, and I hope I don't catch them running in my dreams. And I know there's a light, I hope I can find it. Well, alright, there's a reason behind it. My heart is beating fast now, I'm moving at the speed of light. Looking to the left, I'm looking to the right. My beating rhythm pound out the miles, I'll never stop it seems. But don't you know it's not for real? I'm running in my dreams. I'm running in my dreams. I know the path so well, but yet I've never been there, and that's a mystery I tell. No, I've never even said a word. I wake up to distant screams, and I hope I don't catch them running in my dreams. And I hope they don't catch me running in my dreams. Running in my dreams. Running in my dreams. Running, running. Something like that. So that's Running in My Dreams. That's one of my newer songs. I just demoed that. I have tracks somewhere on that. Speaking of tracks, I do have a CD, Steam Powered Stern, came out in 2007. You're welcome to buy tracks off wherever you buy tracks, or get me at a show, and I sell them for $5. The way it's come down to CDs are $5 now, you know. So I'm gonna do the song that's not on the CD, and I wrote this for my niece, and it's a pretty cool story. It's for Amy and Jesse, and they're up in Ohio. I'm originally from West Virginia, just had to say that, and I lived in Pittsburgh for 20 years and played for bands and bands up there for a good while before I moved here, and have a lot of ties back in Ohio, Western Pennsylvania in particular, of course, West Virginia. So this is for Amy and Jesse. It was and still is. When I met you, I was just a boy. When you met me, you were just a girl. We were young, but even then I knew I was going to spend my life with you. I knew that you weren't ready. Years moved past and we went steady. You are worth the wait, worth the time, worth the nights going out of my mind, worth the pain, worth the hurt. Sometimes we fight, sometimes we flirt. One thing I know is true, it's worth waiting for you. When I met you, you were just a girl. When you met me, I was just a boy. We were young, just in our teens. Not children, not adults, in between. You knew you weren't ready. Years would pass till we went steady. You are worth the wait, worth the time, worth the nights going out of my mind, worth the hurt, worth the pain, worth the worry, worth the blame. One thing I know is true, it's worth waiting for you. True love lasts forever, and now we are dancing together, living proof that dreams come true. Dreams come true. Yes, they do. You are worth the wait, worth the time, worth the nights going out of my mind, worth the pain, worth the hurt. We'll still fight, we'll still flirt. One thing I know is true, it's worth waiting for you. Worth waiting for you. Worth waiting for you. Worth the
All
wait.
right, Steve.
For
Yeah.
Amy and Jesse. For all you. There. So, how was that?
Here. All right, so there we are. Thank you very much, Steve. That was fantastic.
Did it sound okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, cool. Well, I
What's
appreciate
anything else
it.
for the folks? What else you got going on?
Well, it's been pretty rough. All the gigs are canceled, so it's been rough the last couple of months, just like a lot of folks, and just keeping the family going, staying close to home, eating the best we can. Very important to eat the best you can, and just try to stay busy. There's always something to do. I've been writing kind of, just like Paul and I had, communicated. We're doing a little bit of writing over the internet. So
Yeah,
doing
we'll get back on that. That's
yeah, right. So yeah, trying to do that, and I'm keeping my chops up for when we're ready to go back to play because I love playing and dabbling in a new guitar here and there and that sort of thing. That's what I've been doing. Also, I can give a shout out if I have a second. I'd like to give a shout out to Eugene Moles, the luthier, an amazing guitar player, one of the Bakersfield guys, and he's an amazing luthier, and he's been tuning me up on my geeks, and he got this Martin smoking, and I'm just tickled. So shout out to Eugene Moles out there, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And the talent is amazing. When you get those kind of players on a song, you write a song and you can hear it in your head, but until you get that kind of those geniuses involved in the project, it just takes.
Yeah. It's in his genes. It's amazing. His feel for things, and his work with the guitars and stuff is really wonderful for players who really depend on their instruments. I mean,
Oh, it is. I mean, it's, the time you can spend in the studio and just, like I said, let those people add what they can add to the song.
Oh yeah,
It's definitely one of the joys and something you have to appreciate every
makes a
step.
difference. Yep.
All right, Steve. Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate it all. See you out there somewhere. Watch me on the internet, there on Facebook, especially. I'll let you know about these songwriter nights as they come up, and we'll get you in if you want to come play.
Please do. Thank you
Or
much.
come listen. All right. Be safe.
Good night, Steve.
Thank you.
Okay, so who do we have up next? I think, Russ, you want to kind of pop in here and introduce the next folks we got? Do that.
Jesse is here.
Okay. Oh, there's, all right, so I think you're up here. What we want to do is take Steve out.
Okay. Hello. Wait, can you hear us? I'm not sure. Hello? Are you?
There we are.
Okay.
How are you ladies doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be a treat for all of us older people. From young, up and coming talent. And you ladies are amazing.
Thank you.
So this is Double Daisy. And I met them, oh man, about 8 months ago or something, maybe a little longer. Yeah. And they were so sweet. They were like shy. They're on stage. They did their thing. They're not shy up there. They get off stage, and I'm like, man, I got to treat these girls. So I made it happen that they got to take their mom and dad out for an ice cream after the show because we appreciate here in Nashville, a lot of the show hosts, we just absolutely appreciate the moms and dads who, it's like a hockey mom or a soccer mom and soccer dad or a baseball mom and dad. But here we have music, and to watch moms and dads just put all their effort into watching their children excel in music is just awesome to us. And we really appreciate your mom and dad. So we'll let you introduce your mom and dad. So anyway, Double Daisy, tell them how to find you. The only way I know how to find you is Instagram, but tell everybody how to find you and then go right to it. And I told you that we're going to give you 3 songs because we want Tennessee Songwriters Association people, fans, and members. A lot of members are watching right now. There are Grammy nominees watching right now because I got a Facebook going here and a watch party, and I can see who's clicking in. So there are publishers, producers, Grammy nominees, all kinds of people just watching you. So
Wow.
not to put any pressure on you, but I think you two girls are fabulous. So go right to it. Entertain us.
Okay, our Instagram is Double Daisy Music, and our YouTube is Double Daisy. And we have pretty much all of our social medias, like we have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are all like Double Daisy or Double Daisy Music, so you can find us there. Alright, so the first song that we'll be doing is okay, the first song we'll be playing is a song I wrote called Hurricane. And Paige wrote it. Yeah. Teardrops on a window, rain in my eyes. Why did it hurt so much this time? I feel your shadow wherever I go. Didn't know the sun could feel so cold. Wish I could see you somewhere other than only in my dreams. My dreams, two doves flying together with the world in between. 'Cause we were beautiful friends. All I saw was you when the storm hits. When we fell, you just said, let's keep dancing, let's keep dancing, let's keep dancing. In the eye of the hurricane, in the eye of the hurricane. I remember every weekend of playing in your backyard underneath the stars. Too many memories, you're giving me a heartache when I'm trying to go to sleep. We were swimming, didn't know we were drowning in love, love. But the currents were stronger than the both of us. 'Cause we were beautiful friends. All I saw was you when the storm hit. And baby, you just said, let's keep dancing, let's keep dancing, let's keep dancing. In the eye of the hurricane, in the eye of the hurricane. Maybe I gotta learn to say goodbye, say goodbye. 3 years gone, I still got tears to cry, tears to cry, still got tears to cry. 'Cause we were beautiful friends. All I saw was you when the storm hit. And oh baby, you just said, let's keep dancing, let's keep dancing, let's keep dancing. In the eye of the hurricane, in the eye of the hurricane. In the eye of the hurricane.
Okay, that was a song called "Eye of the Hurricane" by Paige.
Or it's actually just called Hurricane. That's the song I wrote.
And the next song we'll be singing is a song that we co-wrote together, and it's called "Sweet Revenge."
Right.
Yes.
I've been counting sheep, I'm still losing sleep. I walked away with tear-filled eyes, but I'm sure glad I let you have lies, and I think the past goodbye. Sweet revenge is coming for you. I'm tired of watching you try to tell me what to do. You're driving me crazy when you don't treat me like a lady. You're out of my head, I just wanna forget what you put me through. This sweet revenge. Sweet How could I be so blind? I gave my all to you. I saw it through. It's see the lies, and past goodbye. See revenge is coming for you. I'm tired of watching you try to tell me what to do. It's driving me crazy when you don't treat me like a lady. You're out of my head, I just wanna forget what you put me through. Sweet revenge. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Sweet revenge. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Sweet revenge. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sweet revenge. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sweet revenge is coming for you. I'm tired of watching you try to tell me what to do. It's driving me crazy when you don't treat me like a lady. You're out of my head, I just wanna forget what you put me through. Sweet revenge. Sweet revenge. Sweet revenge. And that was called Sweet Revenge, that we co-wrote together. The next song we'll be singing is called Little Rain, which is a song that I wrote. Wait, I should have some more. Alright. So this is A Little Rain. One day the grass will grow green. One day the sun will shine again. One day the daisies will bloom for you and me. One day the butterflies will come, but first the rain will go away. So I'll walk with you hand in hand until you stand again. I'll walk through the valleys with you, and I'll do everything right beside you. The gray clouds will go away soon, and the light will lead you to be good. There ain't no flowers without little rain. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, without a little rain. Through the shadows, through the dust, I know nightmares can be tough. You'll only ever fall down if you don't trust. Everything happens for a reason, and we can make it through the season. But it's important to keep on believing. I'll walk through the valleys with you, and I'll do everything right beside you. The gray clouds will go away soon, and the lightning will leave you to be blind. There ain't no flowers without a little rain. I'll walk through the valleys with you, and I'll do everything right beside you. The gray clouds will go away soon, and the lightning will leave you to be good. There ain't no flowers without a little rain. Ooh, without a little rain. Without a little rain. And that was a little rain song I wrote, which I think is perfect for this time. Yeah. And if you're wondering, I'm Kate, and this is my sister Paige. I am 13, she's 14. I'm almost 15. Yeah.
And Kate just had a birthday, right?
Yes.
Yes. So happy birthday from all of us here in Nashville.
Yes, happy birthday.
And I really wish you could read all the compliments you two ladies just got, from adorable to great harmonies. You keep up the good work, and when this is all over, come back and play the show.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
All right, thank you for having us.
For me.
All right. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Here we're just rolling right along. We got a couple. Who else is going to be up here next? Scott Marshall's going to be up next. We'll have him up in a second. One of the things we're going to talk about for a minute here too is something else that we do with TSAI is as you listen to these kind of shows and as you listen to a lot of the music and what is and what isn't on country radio these days. Of course, a lot of people have opinions about what is and what isn't on country radio these days. Liking it or not liking it or whatever. One of the things that we think is probably the solution to this whole problem is if we just could convince the entire music industry, all the way up to Billboard, to recognize two separate country charts. I mean, we have something that they call country music, and then that gets put on country radio. Well, there's too much music to all be on the same radio station these days. You can look back at music as it was built up over the years, going clear back from the very beginning, and layer after layer of music being added to what was considered country music. And at this point, there's just, from Bob Wills to Merle Haggard to Marshall Tucker to Reba McEntire. I mean, it goes way, 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 way too far to all be on one radio station. And we think that the solution, instead of taking one kind of music off and another kind of music on, or having too many different things all on the same station, if we could just have two, if there were two stations in every city playing a pop version of country music, like your Florida Georgia Lines and your Luke Bryan and so forth, and a traditional form of music, all these new, really fantastic traditional artists would have a shot. My wife's going to be up here in a minute. She's going to talk about something that we're doing. Yes, dear, what are you doing? Okay. Just meeting somebody else. So one of the things that we've done is we have a wristband. We trademarked the phrase real music on radio. My wife's going to tell you about that here in just a second.
Oh, as my handsome husband said, Real Country Music on Radio is an effort that we're putting forth to get the radio stations, like he said, everyone from Billboard all the way down, to recognize the two different types of country music that there are. So, like he said, we trademarked the phrase Real Country Music on Radio, all the different pretty colors, and you can have your own. It's a $4 donation, and we're going to use this to get in the face of the radio stations. There's enough music for everyone, so you can go on the TSAI website. That's TENN Songwriters.com. You can go on that website and order your very own wristband. And we'd love you to wear it, take a picture of it with your friends. If you want to, put it on social media. We want to make enough noise so that everybody has the kind of music that they like on the radio, and we think it's about time. Right, babe?
More than about time. Okay, so we got some. Oh, you know what's coming up? This is Scott Marshall. Scott Marshall is going to be up next, and I'll pull him up into the stream.
Hey, Scott.
Go and split that. There we go. Hi, Scott. How are you? Can you hear us? Hello, Scott. Can you hear us? Okay, let's see.
Okay, unmute his mic.
Okay. All right. How about now?
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have to mute this one.
Okay, great.
Okay, Scott. So, a little bit of trivia. Scott won an award last year in our in the TSAI award show. We have 4 categories. Obviously, there's a lot of music out there, but we try to divide it into 4 categories so that we can provide an award for each of those. And category 1 being traditional country, category 2 being pop country, category 3 is Christian gospel and inspirational music. And Scott won an award, as a matter of fact. My wife and I wrote a song, and we split that award. So we both got a trophy.
Yes.
So
We tied.
Scott, for yours, and we love ours. It's good, real on the mantelpiece. It looks really nice.
I got mine's right behind me here on the mantles.
We're talking about you got to be proud of awards. You know.
I am.
Okay, so at least some of us don't.
Yeah, that Read Your Bible song is beautiful.
It is fantastic.
I love that. Almost like
Thank you.
almost. Not quite.
And I have one nominated for this year too. Take My Hand. So.
Yeah, I know. It's great. We've got all that figured out. I wish we could have had the award shows already. But what we're doing, so you know, last year the last couple of years, we've had a full-blown, to tell all the folks out there, a full-blown award show like the Grammy, CMA Awards, the whole thing, stage, house band, performance, everybody up on stage and accept the award, which is a great, phenomenal experience. And we want to do that again. It was scheduled April 7th. Of course, it's put on hold. We're holding off until we know that we can do that again live right here in the Texas Troubadour Theater, because that's what we want. That's what everybody wants. We do recognize, though, that if this goes off too long, we will need to do it via something like the platform we're on right now. But we're holding off because we don't really want to do that. We want, of course, we want the folks to get their awards and be recognized for all that. That's important for their careers. But at the same time, it's a lot more fun to be on stage with a band and performing and everything. So we're holding off. We're hoping for July. The way the Nashville startup is kind of broken down, it looks like, if all goes well, hopefully sometime in July we'll be able to have a show. Once it gets a little closer, we'll know. But until then, we're going to be doing this. And until then, Scott's going to be the next one up here for a second. Scott, I'm going to back out of here and let you talk to the folks. You'll have 2 songs. And tell them everything that you want them to know.
Okay. Well, first off, I want to thank you guys for doing this, because living up here in Ohio, I don't often get a chance to come to the meeting. So it's an opportunity for me. And I'm going to do a couple newer tunes tonight. I have a couple websites, reverbnation.com/Robert Scott Marshall. And I have another site at scottmarshallmusic.net, and you can hear a lot of this stuff on here. But I'm going to do a couple of tunes that I've never pitched in any of the meetings. It's be stuff that people haven't heard before, I think. So hopefully you like them. This first one is called "Where Does the Love Go?" She'll keep the condo I feel taken apart. Neither of them ever thought it would get this far. She's on her own now, determined to see it through. Prove everyone that she ain't scared. Flying solo, where does love go when two hearts go astray? It's got no wings, it can't up and fly away. When it's all over, and they both say it out loud. There's one thing that I want to know, where does the love go? People grow weary when too many battles are fought. Spirits get broken, heartstrings get tied up in knots. What does it matter? Who is right? Why they fight? When it comes deep into the heart, sometimes it's better to get apart. Where does love go when two hearts go astray? It's got no wings, it can't up and fly away. When it's all over, and they both say it out loud. There's one thing that I want to know, where does the love go? Where does the love go? Where does the love go? I just know you're all cheering out there. Thank you. Now, this here song is brand new. And the main reason I'm telling you that is because I'm probably going to mess it up. But anyways, it's about 2 weeks old. I think I wrote it ago. And I tried to channel maybe a little John Prine into it. And seems like everybody's got an opinion these days on something. So that's kind of what generated the song. Anyways, it's called The Heart of Being Human. How is it that two people hear the same old song? One of them might hate it, while the other wants to sing along. Neither one is right, neither one is wrong. Therein lies the heart of being human. Two good old boys are drinking beer, sovereign right of man. One likes his in bottles, the other favors can. Me, I like them cold, apart from that I don't give a damn. Therein lies the heart of being human. They say everybody's got one, there ain't no in between. On opinion and you know what I mean. Yeah, we're all full of something, and it ain't hopes and dreams, and therein lies the heart of being human. Life family thinks I'm crazy, 'cause I'm a Democrat. Well, I think they're myopic or something weird like that. Maybe we're both right, maybe we're all full of crap. Therein lies the heart of being human. They say everybody's got one, there ain't no in between. Opinion, and you know what? You know what I mean. Yeah, we're all full of something. It ain't hopes and dreams, and therein lies the heart of being human. And now for all you nice folks listening to my song, well, hopefully you love it and you want to sing along. Well, if you don't worry, 'cause I'll forgive you for being wrong. Therein lies the heart of being human. Yeah, therein lies the heart of being human. Thanks for listening.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Let's screen up here. There we go. You're in Ohio. What town?
I'm just south of Akron.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty familiar with that. I'm from Columbus.
You're a Buckeye too, right, Paul?
I am. Go Bucks all the time. You betcha. So, yeah, I'm pretty familiar with that area. It's like Massillon, Canton, anywhere around in there.
Yeah, not far. Yeah, it kind of in between Massillon and Canton. It's called Portage Lakes.
Oh, I know.
Just a real nice area.
Folks, if you're into football, that is.
Oh, you froze up.
And boy, it's a lot of time. I love football, so I know all about it. Scott, that was wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time around. Okay, next up we've got, I think it's Richard Trest here, right? So let's pull Richard up. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Who is that? Okay. He didn't sign off, so we need to do that. And now we need to do this. I'll get this figured out here slowly but surely. And I need to unmute. All right. So, Richard.
Mute Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can.
Let me mute the next microphone here so we don't hear background noise on you.
Yeah, I think I'll have to mute my iPad. I'm watching you on my iPad because had this
You do.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got a Facebook Live thing that you're watching on, there is a little lag and delay. That'll mess you up a little bit.
Yeah, I heard that's all right.
Mute the next microphone here so we don't hear background noise on you.
There.
Now we're talking, okay.
Now we're talking.
All right, Richard, tell us about yourself.
Well, I've got a lot because I'm, let's see, next month I do turn 69. I'm proud of that. And it's also the year I graduated high school. So
Congratulations.
I gave away my age, you know.
Grabbing the phone
Anyway,
and calculators
I've been
out.
through a lot of storms, but luckily for the last 37 years, I think it is. This is on live TV. And anyway, on 37 years, I've been married to a wonderful lady from Michigan that I met. And right now, we're both retired. So my restaurant, Richard's Cafe, who a lot of people have played at. It's amazing how many
Awesome
people
place.
remember.
It was great. Good old Cajun stuff, man. I love some Cajun cooking too.
Yeah, the Cajun cooking's good. I just cooked I did some fish and fried it up tonight. I cooked red beans and rice last week, gave some to my minister. They invited us over for a minute. You know, he loves my red beans. I brought him. He said, "Come on over." I said, "You sure?" You know, but we had fun. We wore our masks part of the time, you know. And now I'm just catching up.
It's something we have to do here. I mean, the three of us, we're being sort of quarantined, so we're okay, but you got to wear a mask if you're out in public. That is for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. It depends. You know, you have a tendency to look around and see, well, nobody else is wearing a mask. Why should I? But it's up to you, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the more people do it, the safer we'll all be, though. That's for sure.
I hope so. Good
All right,
guy.
Richard. Well, you got a couple of songs here, so I'm going to back out and let you have the floor or the stage or whatever you want to call it tonight.
All right, you can hear me okay, huh?
I can, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you a lot, and I'll play a few songs for y'all. I've been doing another festival. Actually, I'll be playing this Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, and that's the onlinemusicfestival.com or in Facebook. Actually, I get mixed up. And I've been thinking, one of the sad things is, and people don't realize this, or maybe they do, there's a lot of information coming out of this epidemic. And one of the things is old folks' homes, and I hope y'all are all calling your grandparents, your elderly friends, your friends of your parents, whoever is shut in. They're not getting visitors. I called to my 96-year-old first guy I ever worked for, Tommy Miller, and he's in a veterans home down in Gulfport, Mississippi, Long Beach, Mississippi. And I talked to him for 30 minutes, and it felt so good reminiscing about stuff. That's what we got to do. And the average age of the people who die from this virus is 80 years old, believe it or not. And I was at the Fontenelle one day writing with a friend of mine, Steve Whitson. We were sitting on a balcony at the Fontenelle Mansion, and tour guides would come through and take pictures of us like we were country music stars. It was fun. Steve was a tour guide. Miss that White's Creek sometime. His grandma called while we were starting to write this song, and he said, I got to take this, Richard. He said, I'm a grandma's boy, and she's going in for a biopsy and just wants to talk to her favorite grandson. And I said, okay. We were going to write a song about cars and trains and towns, but I said, no. When he hung up, I said, we're going to write a grandma song. There ain't enough of those. This goes out to all the grandmas. Yeah. Hope you make it to be one. Grandma has a cure for everything, from broken hearts to bumblebee sting. Her cooking makes my stomach sing. She knows just what I like. Memories of my childhood days with pride down her hallway. She remembers every special day with a hallmark and a call. Refrigerator magnets and kitchen gadgets, bottomless cookie jar. Front porch glider, homemade cider. She loves you the way you are. I work hard to be my parents' pride and joy. But I'll always be grandma's boy. She gives us love and kindness, life lessons and sweet tea. My visits on much as I should. She's always there for me. But she's a scholar and a gourmet chef. Fried chicken, never one piece left. A shoulder when there's no one else who would ever understand. Refrigerator magnets and kitchen gadgets, the bottomless cookie jar. Front porch glider, homemade cider. She loves you the way you are. I work hard to be my parents' pride and joy. But I'll always be grandma's boy. Yes, indeed, this was a fine song, and he mentioned this title to a friend that he was doing an event for one day, and she said, well, come to my house and y'all do a house concert, you and your co-writer and a friend. So I ended up on Miss Brenda Lee's couch. That's always a fun thing. She's delightful. And a grandma. She's a mom with extra frosting, a flower on our family tree, an angel always watching, a soft kiss on my cheek. Refrigerator magnets and kitchen gadgets, bottomless cookie jar. Front porch glider, homemade cider, he loves you just the way you are. I work hard to be my parents' pride and joy, but I'll always be grandma's boy. There's one. And I guess I'll follow up with a grandpa song. I'm in that kind of mood tonight, remembering the old folks. And I lost my mom and dad about 8-10 years ago. Uh, and that was tough. I played at both their funerals, but I didn't play any of these songs. They're usually something really specific and deep for our relationship. But I am a grandpa. And I learned that you get to be a grandpa, you get to meet your grandkids right at their same age level. You don't have to discipline them. You can spoil them if you want. What are the kids going to do to you? Yeah. Both of my grandpas lived to be in their mid-70s. They smoked non-filters, sat on their porches in Mississippi and New Orleans, and died of hardening of the arteries, I think, both of them. Yeah, coffin nail. We made lightsabers out of flashlights and newspapers. We fight till death or dinner every time he come to visit. Grandpa let me be the hero. Get the girl, save the galaxy. Mama said that he was 53, but he was 5 years old, just like me. My bedroom wall was covered with Detroit muscle posters. We go on for hours about those engines and horsepower. He'd ask me which one I thought was fastest. No matter which one I pick, he'd say, yes, sirree. His driver's license said he was 63, but he was 15, just like me. Well, he was there for my first touchdown when I broke a tooth. And on my wedding day, he broke down and he wore a suit. When my first son came and he saw his name on that little armband, you couldn't tell who was the prouder man. It's hard watching your best friend growing weak and struggling. Play cards when I visit him, he still tries and lets me win. Sometimes when I ask him, how you doing? He says I could be Darth Vader, except for these old knees. We both smile, and it's plain to see he's still just like me. Yes, he might be 83, missing a few teeth. He's still just like me. We made lightsabers out of flashlights, newspapers. Well, I thank y'all.
There, we thank you, Richard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Looks
And we
like
will.
y'all got it going, man. This is a new thing. It might always be this way. This might be we do a little church service, broadcast. Yeah.
Yep, maybe.
Maybe. Thank y'all
Cool.
for the opportunity.
All righty. We'll catch you next time.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
See ya. Live long.
Mary Beth is next. Okay. We're going to pull Mary Beth up here. Hey, stranger. Can you hear us?
And I have to, I'm trying
There
to
you are.
wave.
Hi.
Hi. So
So
nice
give
to
us.
be doing this.
Yes. So tell everybody how to find you. Been up to.
Is she lost?
Sometimes I feel that way. You can find me on Facebook, Mary Beth Stone. You can, send me a private message or any of that. And I have a SoundCloud page, Mary-Beth-Stone. Just search for Mary Beth Stone on SoundCloud. I also, let's see, can you see this? I have a CD for sale.
Cool.
And you would have to go let me know about it, but with a private message, and I'd be more than happy to get it to you. $5, which is $1 per song, so it's quite a bargain. It's like Amazon, except 99 cents on Amazon. Right?
So give us a couple.
I will. Thank you.
Ready.
So I wrote this a long time ago, but it seems apropos because it's about having nothing to do. Whoever's on the phone, please leave me alone. I'm sorry, but I don't have the time. Honey, tell them I can't talk now. I'm counting the clouds as each one floats by. I'm so preoccupied, yeah, I'm busy being lazy. Ain't nobody busier than me. Working hard on Montana, building castles in the sand. I'm busy being lazy. Busy being lazy. Until today I was slaving away. Hadn't had a break for a month, but I don't mind fussing. I'm forgetting the words. And I'm busy being lazy. Ain't nobody busier than me. Working hard on my tin, building castles in the stand. I'm busy being lazy. Busy being lazy. Hey, sugar, help me out. You are the key to getting me on out. Come closer right now, and let's get busy being lazy. Busy as the busiest bee. 'Cause there's so much to do, buzzing around you. Yeah, I'm busy being lazy. Yeah, I'm busy being lazy. Ain't nobody busier than me. I'm working on my den, building castles in the sand, staring into space, getting me some rays. There's just so much to do, buzzing around you, crazy busy being lazy. You and me, busy being lazy. Oh, yeah. So I think there are probably some songwriters listening. And this is, of course, I think this could be appreciated by people who are not songwriters, but perhaps especially by songwriters. And I co-wrote it with Dave Undis. You don't want to buzz. Play that funky music. I'm too sexy. Tainted love. Who let the dogs out? Kung fu fighting. Disco duck. People love to make fun of the folks who did those songs. Like who'd wanna be a one-hit wonder? Well, I know someone. I'd love to be a one-hit wonder. Everybody, everywhere would know my words by heart. And every time I'd sing my one-hit song, everybody would sing along. I'd love to be a one-hit wonder. I ain't no rich musician, got no mansion, got no yacht, no pot to piss in. Truth be told, I ain't got squat. And where I'm from, one home run beats always striking out. One and done is better than none. There ain't no doubt. I'd love to be a one-hit wonder. Everybody, everywhere would know my words by heart. And every time I'd sing my one-hit song, everybody would sing along. I'd love to be a one-hit wonder. To be a one-hit wonder, I'm gonna have to write a hit. Wouldn't it be wonderful if this was it? Oh, I'd love to be a one-hit wonder. Everybody, everywhere would know my songs by heart. And every time I'd sing my one-hit song, everybody would sing along. I'd love to be a one-hit wonder. Every time I'd sing my one-hit song, all y'all would sing along. I'd love to be a one-hit wonder.
All right, Mary Beth, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
That was awesome, man. We need to get that song to Brad Paisley. He would be awesome on that. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
It would. Do you think he would? Maybe.
Never know.
Never know.
Never
Never know.
That's how it works, right?
That's true. That's true. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. We got Dale coming up here in a minute. You want to say hi to Dale first?
Oh yeah, sure do.
All right. Thank you. See you later, Mary.
Bye.
My finger. There we go. I think. No, there we go. Click, 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 click. All right. Well, we got Dale. Dale Allen's coming up here. We should be able to split this with him. Well, we got Dale coming up here.
Unmute it. He said he can't hear you.
Let's see. You got to turn his microphone on. There we go. Dale, can you hear us?
Said he's got no sound.
You've got no sound? Well, we've got you turned on. You can't hear us? Go ahead and say something so we can hear you.
We got a little bit.
Do you have a volume control maybe?
I can't hear you.
Oh, he can't hear us.
You can't hear us. Well, your mic's on. You're not muted.
We can hear you. We can.
Well, let's see here. One of the beauties of technology. Let's try this. See if this helps any. Okay, how about now?
I lost sound halfway through Mary Beth's second song.
Okay.
Hi.
So if you can hear me, I can just start.
This is me.
All right, my name's Dale Allen. And I have a Reverb Nation page, Dale Allen. I have a song recorded by Grand Ole Opry star Jimmy C. Newman. I have a song on a multi-platinum Irish album by Francis Black. And I sang a song on a TV show, a daytime serial, soap opera, a few years back. And I guess I'll start with a song that encourages everybody to do what you do best, which is to listen. Lightning sound, towns are down, house is dark now, what's that sound? The silence from the TV set. Let's hope the power don't come back in. Tonight we'll let our love do all the talking. Just listen. Hear two hearts beating louder than they ever have before. Closer. Wind is howling. Hold me, baby. Hold me more. Wrap your arms around me, and we'll dance to our own rhythm. All we gotta do is listen. A gentle whisper, a quiet kiss, a soft caress sounds just like this. The crackling from the fireplace. Laughter just for laughter's sake. There's a world right here that we've been missing. So listen, hear two hearts beating louder than they ever have before. Closer, wind is howling. Hold me, baby, hold me more. Wrap your arms around me, and we'll dance to our own rhythm. All we gotta do is listen. At times we lose each other in the endless noise. It might take a storm home for love to find its voice. Listen. And two hearts beating louder than they ever have before. Closer. Wind is howling, hold me, baby. Hold me more. Wrap your arms around me. And we'll dance to our own rhythm. All we gotta do is listen. All we gotta do is listen. All right, song called Listen. I wrote with fellow TSAI members Bill Flowery and Bob McCormick. And do a song here I wrote with some other TSAI members, Elmer Knable and Ryan Latham. Elmer was late for a writing session one day and said, "Sorry, I got hung up in a bank robbery." And I said, "That's a cool idea. Let's do that." And this song came out of it. Sitting in the parking lot, working up my nerve, practicing the words I was gonna tell her. Walked to those double doors, straight up to her counter. She smiled and said, "Can I help you, sir? Put your money in the bag. Put the money in the bag. No dye packs, no traceable bills. Nothing funny that could get me killed. Put the money in the bag." She didn't flinch at all, and she knew not to call. But then that guard had to go and be a hero. Drew his gun and squeezed. He dropped me to my knees, staring at the ceiling, feeling cold. With the money in the bag, I had the money in the bag. No dye packs, no traceable bills. I was fixing to head to the hills with the money in the bag. I'm lying, dying on this hard terrazzo floor. People stare at my last breath as she walks out the door. With the money in the bag, she's got the money in the bag. No dye packs, no traceable bills. She's been leaving on her own free will. With the money in the bag, she's got the money in the bag. All right, that was Death of a Bank Robber. And back to Paul.
Hey, Dale, can you hear us? Still no audio. Okay, sorry, Dale. Well, yeah. Okay, so we will drop Dale off here. One of the things I do want to talk about before we bring up our next guest, let's see, remove, click, and click. Here we go. All right, one of the other things I want to talk about while we have a minute here, we'll bring up Jesse in a second, is Dale actually is a board member, been around in the organization for quite a while as vice president and treasurer, as a matter of fact. So all volunteers. TSAI is all a nonprofit organization, all volunteers. So, of course, we do everything we can. We all have jobs and families and careers and everything else, but we do what we can do to help keep this organization going for everybody. One of the great things that happened last year was a band called Cash Creek was looking at doing a project, a children's record, and they talked to us about writing children's songs for that project. This is the album cover right here. If you want to look this up, the album is called Dance with the Dinosaurs. Dale actually wrote that title track, by the way. And we have 16 songs on here. If you have children looking for some good country music, want to kind of bring them up right, that's how we should be doing it. You can find this record on Heartland Records. You can look at Cash Creek as the band, and there's a link again on our website that will take you to Heartland Records so that you can order that. Fantastic album. Cash Creek is a wonderful band. When we were going to have the award show, they were going to be the house band for us. When we get a date set up, we're going to hopefully see if they'll be available again to do that. They're fantastic. Check out Cash Creek as a band. They're excellent folks. So next up, we have another one of our members, Jesse Landers. I'm going to pull Jesse up here, show him in the stream. There we go, and unmute his mic. Jesse, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Fantastic. I knew you were having a little trouble with your camera. Can you see us?
Nope, but I can hear you.
All right. Well, we're pretty hot. Ben, you're really missing a lot. One of the things I want to tell you, I'm going to let you get into a little bit farther. Jesse is a chapter leader. We have a chapter in Las Vegas, we have a chapter in Cincinnati, and we have one in Georgia now. And Jesse's the leader of that. I'm going to back out of here and let Jesse talk about that for a little bit. And he's got a couple of songs, and then we'll be back in a minute.
Yep. I run the Georgia chapter here in Georgia, down here in Georgia. Also, I've got a Songbird podcast, the Georgia Songbirds, that is doing a Tennessee versus Georgia songwriter showdown. Russ was in it. We had a couple people and that's the final four. So it's Efren White and Logan Piercy from Tennessee, and then Jeff Wood and Aaron Tanner from Georgia are the four that are left. So check them out on the Georgia Songbirds podcast page, along with Socially Distant Festival. So I'll get to more of that when Paul can ask me the questions on it. But yeah, we run the chapter in Georgia, trying to grow it. We've got about 6 or 7 members active, trying to get everybody in so that we can play like everybody else. We just can't right now. But they're starting to slowly open things back up. So I'll play a couple songs for you guys. The first one is one I wrote a couple years ago off of a benefit concert that we had. And a guy told me, he had a line. He said he used to be a cowboy. He used to run cows out of New Mexico, cattle out of New Mexico. So the song came out of that. Well, I used to be a cowboy, hard as hell to tame. Wild and stallions running across the plain. One hour of rising, one foot inside the grave. But you gave me something to live for. Cowgirl, you changed the game. Well, you broke me in a good way. Now you hold the reins. Yeah, what they tell you is a cowboy can't train. One hand in your hand, can I change enough names? 'Cause you gave me something to live for. Cowgirl, you changed the game. Well, I used to be a cowboy, hard as hell to tame. All right. So, a lot of you guys may know, if you don't, my wife is she's in the Army, been in the Army for 23 years. So, she also works for the sheriff's office. And everybody has kind of a way that they met, a true love story. But I tell everybody they brought me in handcuffs and she fell in love. So, I wrote this song about the story that I tell everybody. It's called Forbidden Love. Brought me in handcuffs, first time we met. We were taking photographs, hadn't booked me yet. I looked you up and I said, you want to give a ride? Oh, please let me go. We can be the next Bonnie and Clyde. She said no. Smile for that camera. She didn't know. She saved me that day. The good old boy made him change his ways. Nothing about soul in an iron cage. Forbidden love found me that day. She made it a mission to help me see the light. Took me to church on Sundays, took her to bed at night. Now I'm in the street bed, staring at a preacher man. He says, hold your breath, son, hope God understands. So I closed my eyes and let the water wash over me. She didn't know, she saved me that day. The good old boy made him change his ways. Just another lost soul in a burning cage. Forbidden love found me that day. But together we stand, divided we fall. It's a small world after all. Come on, dog, be this hard. Forbidden, no, not this love after all. Thank you, guys. Make that stop ringing. So,
All right, Jesse, thank you very much. I'm going to pop back up here so we can talk a little bit.
all right. I can't see you, but I'll talk to you.
Okay, that's well trust. No, that's fantastic, and thank you so much. And I know, you've got a lot of things going on down there, and we're doing the things you were talking about before. Fantastic group with a lot of writers down there. I'm really happy that that you're bringing some of those folks on with us. There's a lot of things that we can do here, that obviously you can't do when you're not in Nashville. Nashville is Nashville, right? So
yeah, and that's why we did it, was to when I came up there with you guys, I wanted to bring Georgia with me. And there's a lot of talented writers here that may not make it up there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we can do, because again, we have members everywhere. We pitch songs for people who are not in Nashville, and that's not a very common thing here. That's a pretty unique thing that we can do for people. We have members everywhere, and we have a pitch night where we'll bring in a publisher or a record label, an AR executive, somebody, artist, producer, whatever it is. We'll be playing songs for a couple hours. they may get to hear 40, 50, 60 songs over the course of an evening. And, we pitch the people here in town, but we also can pitch the people that are not in town, that are somewhere else in Georgia or Florida or, Pittsburgh and California and all over the place, as well as Canada and Ireland and South Africa. We have folks everywhere. One of the things that we're building right now so that we can make that a little easier for people and to move up into the newer levels of technology is, Nashville's always been about really not file sharing. The specific file sharing and the internet is largely responsible for why the music business isn't making any money anymore. So, by and large, the industry in Nashville has held on to the concept of not file sharing because, frankly, that's put a lot of people out of business and a lot of nobody making any money anymore. But, it moves on. Here we are. This is all about it now. So what we are doing is building a MP3 database of songs that we'll be pitching out of. So as the folks can send us their songs on a flash drive, then we can upload those onto our database, and we'll be able to play MP3s during a pitch meeting for people, and then just burn that to a flash drive and give those to the guests with all the songs that they've taken with them. So we're looking forward to building that up. We're getting into it pretty far right now. We're about to be halfway through the alphabet in a little while. As we the songs, we'll probably have, I bet we'll have 3,000 or 4,000 songs here, by the time we're done with it. And then as we can get a song plugger and some other folks out there pitching songs for us during the day, they'll be able to look at that database and pull up a song. Publishers and song pluggers will have a meeting they'll have a meeting, and there's a lot of middle people in the business. We write songs here and then we pitch them to somebody. Sometimes we're lucky enough to pitch right to the artist, but most of the time you're pitching to someone in the middle. You're playing a song for a publishing company or a song plugger or someone who is going to take that song and then have their own pitch meeting with the next person up the line, whether that's just a label executive or maybe directly with the producer, or you never know. But somebody is going to take that and do exactly what we did and do it again for somebody else. So, they need to know what kind of song they're looking for. Let's say they have a meeting with a record label and they've got this good new young female artist that's kind of a pop country thing. And of course, they're always looking for up-tempo songs for the radio. Radio likes up-tempo songs. So that way we'll be able to sort all of the songs that we have in our playlist as just that. They can say, I need a female song. I need it to be pop country. I need it to be up-tempo. And they can pull that list of songs and burn off a little drive and go to their pitch meeting. So, as we can build that, that's a really good opportunity for our writers all over the world, really, to be able to get to that. So that's one of the things that we're building. I know you're going to be involved with that and help a lot with your down there. So what else you got cooking down there?
Well, besides, like I said, there's a lady here in Canton, Georgia, who will let us do shows when everything's opening back up. And it's of course, it's for members to do 40-minute sets of their originals. And I'm bringing in other people to play that is played out. And I've even extended it to anybody from Tennessee. We're about 3 hours away. If you're ever in Georgia, feel free to hit me up. Come on down. I'll be more than happy to have you guys on. And then we also got, like I said, right now we've got the Songbird podcast is hosting the Georgia versus Tennessee Songwriters Showcase, which is basically just for fun. It was 8 Tennessee versus 8 Georgia. So they got to come and play songs, a couple songs each for originals. And now we're on the final 4. So they get 30-minute live sets. And I worked out a deal with Socially Distant Fest, who will let them go live on their actual page. And they've got about 158,000 members right now. So they're getting exposure for Tennessee, for Georgia. And I've got a deal with a producer up here that's helping the Georgia people get demos, because most of the people here, they just play out live. They don't really record their stuff. And we got a couple that are recording, but majority of what we have now is more of the artists who they go out and play. Like the old days, you play it so you can be heard, but they don't have any material that they can submit. So we're working on that so we can get them some material.
Well, every town isn't like Nashville. You go down Nashville, up and down the street, and there's a bar after bar after bar. I mean, there's thousands of people performing live. Once we get back to normal, anyway. If you haven't been to Nashville, folks, it's an amusement park. So come on down, and you can check out any kind of bar. So yeah, folks in other towns aren't that lucky. I mean, there may not be that many venues for someone to actually get to play or have a good studio to get a thing done like that. So again, you want to come to Nashville for getting the quality demos done most of the time, and it's just a world of difference. I mean, folks come here all the time. Part of what we do is educate new writers and new artists as they come to town as to how the business works, the levels of technology, the terminology. Writers have a lot of responsibility these days. There was a time not that long ago when all we did was write a song and hand it to somebody and somebody else did all the work. Well, not so much anymore. Nowadays, we've got to do so much of this, the legalities behind it, even simple things like your copyrights and becoming a member of a performing right organization, whether it's BMI or ASCAP or CSAC or someone like that, and just understanding what the things are all about, helping writers and artists know what to do and what not to do, who to maybe believe and who not to maybe believe. There's a lot of things that happen in a town like this with as much money floating around as there is. So
yeah,
this is fantastic, man. We're really glad to be able to build a chapter like that and to offer our opportunities to your folks down there, and what you can bring to us, because this is always a two-way street. The more talent we have and the more people like you out there working like that, the more we can offer as an organization. It's a nonprofit organization, but small membership fees. It does cost $120 a year to be a member. You can join on our website. That's 10 Songwriters, TENN, songwriters.com. You can pay, once for the year or $15 a month. Those are all choices. Almost everything that you need to know about us and you need to be able to do is on the site, because, like I said, we got folks all over the place. They're not all here in Nashville. So
yeah, because I brought Lee from Georgia. His first time here, he had two songs picked up.
Anybody have any other ways to get a hold of you, because you've got other things to do like that?
Yeah, they can get a hold of me through multiple things. The Georgia Songbirds is one way. It's like just a podcast I run. I do a lot of Georgia artists and songwriters. I'm doing Tennessee now because I can do the stream stuff. I figured that out. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's the same thing, Georgia Songbirds. My band is called Yes Ma'am. So if you're looking up my music, it would be yes on Facebook. It's Yes Ma'am, just MAM. It stands for middle-aged men. That's why we did that. But on Instagram, it's Yes Ma'am Music. And then we've got stuff out there on iTunes, and we just released a song coming out Friday. Heartbroken and Gone will be out that you can download and listen to. And then you also got I've got some stuff on Reverb, and I've got some stuff under my old name when I did just my solo stuff. It's under Jesse James Lander, so you can find that stuff. And I also got a new song that I got an artist that actually is singing one of my songs. She's a local artist here. Her name is Bree Fox, but she's an amazing singer.
Great. You're a busy man. A lot going on these days. It's amazing how much we can accomplish when we actually can be at home and working on it. There's just a lot of the distractions are out of the way. And of course you can spend more time on social media and developing that kind of thing too. Well, Jesse, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be doing this again next week. So I don't know if you want to pop back on again next week or not. Let us know.
Yeah, I'm gonna give some of the Georgia ones too, the link, so they know they can hop on.
Absolutely. Russ is taking care of that. So, as far as booking and lining up, who we have room for. That worked out pretty well. We were guessing, how long it would take to get through, but I think we guessed pretty closely here. So, all right, Jesse, thank you very much. We'll see you around.
Thanks, Paul.
Oh, all right, folks. Thank you all so much for joining. Of course, this is the first time through. Not too many bugs. We seem to manage this pretty well, clicking on the right buttons and not on the wrong ones. But if, maybe we can make some improvements and offer a little bit more to it next week. But we will be back again, same bat time, same bat channel, like they say. And we're going to do this again next week. So we'll have some other folks that are coming up. If you have any kind of questions or anything, again, you can hit the website. Our email address, if you want to email us, is tsainashville@gmail.com. And of course, we have a Twitter that I actually handle the Twitter, and that's Tennessee Song W1. You can follow that too. But anyway, this was the first time through. We had a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining us. See you next week.